WWE Evolution winners and losers, Trish Stratus and Rhea Ripley faced disappointing losses. Here is the result of every fight that took place at the biggest women's event in WWE. WWE Evolution just wrapped up, and wow, the stakes seriously couldn't have been higher for the women's division. The biggest names in the game, Rhea Ripley, Bayley, Trish Stratus, and Becky Lynch, went head-to-head in a night packed with fierce battles for glory and pride. We got some absolute fire matches, the kind that remind you how far the women's division has come. Huge props to Triple H for this transformation. He's taken the division from being sidelined and treated like filler to giving it proper stories, rivalries, and even whole events. It's no longer an afterthought, it's a full-blown attraction that fans genuinely care about. Sure, Triple H's decisions have had their share of backlash, and some people felt the event was rushed or lacked build-up, but in the end, Evolution delivered. It hit hard, and honestly, it was a total banger. WWE's women are owning the spotlight like never before. So let us take a look at the results from today's event. Becky Lynch defeats Bayley and Lyra Valkyria via pinfall. That triple threat clash was an absolute classic. All three legends showed exactly why they've been at the top of the game for so long. Right from the jump, the match was fast-paced and intense, with each competitor pulling off slick moves and flexing their in-ring skills. Just when it looked like one of them had the upper hand, the third would storm in and flip the script, non-stop drama. Bayley almost sealed the win with a brutal enzujiri and a rose plant on Lyra Valkyria, but Becky Lynch swooped in out of nowhere and snatched the victory with a sneaky pin. Honestly, it's no shocker WWE's keeping the title on Becky Lynch for now, they've clearly got big plans for her. Still, one thing's for sure, this match delivered big time and will definitely go down as one of the greats. Jacy Jayne wins against Jordynne Grace via pinfall. No one saw this match stealing the spotlight, but wow, it totally did. Expectations were low going in, but Jacy Jayne and Jordynne Grace turned that around with a high-energy showdown that had fans locked in from the jump. Jayne really stepped up, saw her opening, and snatched the win with a surprise pin that caught everyone off guard. Get more dramatic, Blake Monroe, who was supposed to be backing Grace, came out and handed the belt to Jayne. Total shocker. That twist sealed the deal and took the match from decent to unforgettable. This one might have been slept on before the bell rang, but it definitely left the crowd buzzing. Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez dominated to retain the tag team titles. Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez had a point to prove, and they totally delivered. Going up against top-tier names like Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, and Kairi Sane is no joke, but these two showed why they're some of the hottest rising stars in WWE. The match was full of big-time moments, with everyone bringing their A-game. But the standout had to be Raquel using Alexa Bliss as a weapon, literally, powerbombing her into Asuka and Sane, then nailing a one-armed powerbomb on Sol Ruca to seal the win. Tiffany Stratton defeats WWE legend Trish Stratus. Tiffany Stratton walking away with the win wasn't exactly shocking. WWE clearly had every reason to back her. But let's give credit where it's due, Trish Stratus proved she's still got it. The WWE legend looked sharp and even had a few moments where it seemed like she might steal the win. Stratton had other plans, though. She hit a crushing Alabama slam and followed it up with her signature moonsault to seal the victory and take out a bona fide icon. Even though there weren't big expectations around the match, it totally delivered, packed with energy and excitement. And if there was any doubt, Trish reminded everyone why she's still considered one of the best to ever step in the ring. Looks like Trish Stratus might be nearing the end of her WWE journey, closing out a legendary career. On the flip side, Tiffany Stratton's just getting started, and she's already blowing up as a global sensation thanks to her star power and serious in-ring talent. With all the momentum Stratton's got, the future's wide open for her. Now it's just a matter of seeing what moves Triple H has in store. Whatever happens, she's clearly on the rise and ready to grab the spotlight. Jade Cargill picks up the win against Naomi. Jade Cargill vs. Naomi definitely stood out from the rest of the card, it was straight-up chaos in the best way. Both of them went full-on hardcore, throwing down with trash cans, toolboxes, and whatever else they could get their hands on. They even wrecked a TV monitor while trading blows near the announce table, which just added to the wild energy. Things got even crazier when Cargill grabbed a TV camera and started going after Naomi with it. Cargill held her ground and, against all odds, walked away with the win. It's rare to see this kind of no-holds-barred action in the women's division, and that's exactly what made it such a standout. But the only downside was Bianca Belair didn't really make much of an impact despite being tied to the storyline, kind of felt like she was just there. Still, the match itself was a gritty, unexpected gem. Stephanie Vaquer wins the Battle Royal. Stephanie Vaquer absolutely lit up the arena with her slick moves and killer instincts in the fast-paced, all-out chaos of the Battle Royal. Things were wild from the start, classic Battle Royal style, with fists and kicks flying in every direction. The match hit its peak when it came down to four tough contenders: Vaquer, Lash legend, Nia Jax, and Nikki Bella. All of them were locked in, bringing their A-game and fighting like they had something to prove. But Vaquer played it smart, stayed sharp, and came out on top, scoring a massive win and making history by outlasting some of WWE's biggest names. Stephanie Vaquer's got the skills, no doubt, and it'll be exciting to see what Triple H has in store for her next. With Clash in Paris coming up, all eyes are on her to see if she can keep the momentum going and take her dream run even further. She's got all the talent she needs, it just comes down to how she uses it and what kind of push she gets behind the scenes. But for now, her focus is locked on the big event ahead, and fans will be watching closely. Naomi shocks Io Sky and Rhea Ripley to pick up the WWE Championship. Io Sky vs Rhea Ripley was hyped to be a banger, and it totally lived up to it. Both superstars brought their A-game, putting on a show that had everything: killer wrestling skills, hard-hitting moments, and even some wild action in the crowd. It was one of those edge-of-your-seat battles where you couldn't tell who'd walk out with the title. Then, in classic WWE fashion, things took a sharp left turn. Just as fans were locked into the Sky vs Rhea Ripley showdown, Naomi stormed in and cashed her Money in the Bank contract, turning it into a triple threat out of nowhere. She flipped the momentum instantly, taking out Sky with the briefcase and landing a picture-perfect split-legged moonsault to snatch the win and the championship. WWE clearly has bigger plans brewing, and this twist just raised the stakes heading into SummerSlam. WWE Evolution is living proof of how far the women's division has come. Not too long ago, it was barely getting any attention from execs or fans. Women were mostly stuck in the background, given no storylines, no real feuds, and rarely got the spotlight unless they were part of a segment with the guys. Then Triple H stepped in and flipped the script. Triple H might have messed up a lot during his time as the creative head in WWE, but when it comes to the women's division, he's seriously changed the game. Now, the division has real depth, strong rivalries, meaningful storylines, and even its own major events. Fans are invested, and you can feel that energy building. It's not just filler anymore. The women's division is actually competing with the men's side in viewership and fan buzz. WWE Evolution had some massive moments and surprises, and if Triple H keeps that momentum rolling, we're in for even bigger things ahead. WWE under Triple H is seriously lacking one thing that other promotions are getting right. While WWE has been thriving in major aspects as a billion-dollar firm, they have been lacking majorly in an area that resonates with their fanbase closely. The sports entertainment juggernaut, WWE, has done an impeccable job ever since the creative regime came under the leadership of CCO, Paul Triple H Levesque. The business metrics have been up, revenues have been skyrocketing, and the fanbase has been growing rapidly with their transition to the streaming giant Netflix. Despite WWE's roaring success, one part of the presentation that resonates with fans and gets them excited for major shows has been greatly compromised. While Triple H's team has been ignorant about it, there are other top promotions that are surpassing the game in that field, i.e., promotional posters and material. WWE is not doing great when it comes to their PLE posters. For decades, WWE has been very creative with its promotions of its top-tier shows and now premium live events. In fact, a highly popular aspect has been the motion match cards on SmackDown and Monday Night Raw, which debuted on Netflix this year and featured top stars and celebrities. However, for the past few months, WWE has not focused on the quality, aesthetics, and design of its promotional posters and match cards and has not produced impressive results. Earlier, WWE used to feature multiple stars on the same poster, whereas in today's landscape, major premium live events feature only one or two marquee names, leaving the rest of the pack out of the marketing content. This was seen in the posters of PLEs like Backlash, which featured only hometown hero Randy Orton, and Night of Champions, which had only the reigning undisputed WWE Champion John Cena. Moreover, for its premiere shows like WrestleMania 41 and the upcoming first-ever two-night